Hey, how's it going? It's Robin Smith, and it's time for the Robin Smith Show for Sunday, September 21st, 2025. Today, no guest. Today's a special day because Sunday means the Commanders have played the Raiders, but also the Caps. I don't even know who the Caps are playing on Sunday. Who did the Caps play? But yeah, hockey's back in Washington. Are we playing the Boston Bruins? Ugh, I hope we win that game. Get this season off to a good start. Anyway, I have some announcements to make here. So coming up on the show next week, I believe, is my conversation with Pablo Leon. He's been on the podcast before. Pablo is an author and artist from Guatemala, and I wanted to have him on because I saw he was up in my Facebook feed. This guy won his first animated short film, Remember Us, won Best Short Film at the 40th Imagine Awards and was an Oscar qualifying winner for Best Short Animated Film at Anamayo. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But he also debuted as, he was on for the Miles Morales Spider-Man graphic novel a couple years ago. But he was the illustrator. Not the author, but for Silenced Voices, he debuted as both the writer and the artist. And he has, if you're listening to this before September 24th, he's got local listeners, he's got an author talk with Pablo Leon this Wednesday, September 24th, 6:30 at Busboys and Poets down in Northwest D.C. So yeah, that's his graphic novel, Silent Voices, Reclaiming Memories from the Guatemalan Genocide. I had him on and we talked about it. It was a great conversation. Can't wait to bring that to you. Also coming up on the show, haven't recorded it yet, but I believe I'm having that conversation this upcoming week. I have Matt Dowling, who's the Chief Scientific Officer and Director at MedCura Team. Matt co-created Gel-E, a novel biomaterial platform. His work's been featured on several U.S. and international media outlets, including the BBC TV program Brave New World with Stephen Hawking. But I'm having Matt on because he's in a band, a dope-ass band called Swoll. And Swoll's got a new album out. Their album is called Avoid Attach. I'm gonna share a track with you. I have a track, but you should also go watch the music video. He's got several music videos up on the website, swollmusic.com. Just to promote that band. Again, if you're listening to this and you're in the area, September 26th, Swoll's playing at Cafe Nola in Frederick, Maryland. September 27th, for Pittsburgh listeners, he's at Swoll's at the Government Center. October 4th at Neptune's in Raleigh. October 19th at Tin Roof in Charleston. Oh, the Camel in Richmond. We know that venue. November 4th in Richmond. November 22nd at Bogus Gallery in Baltimore. Mark your calendars. And by the way, again, local listeners here in the D.C. area, December 4th, Swoll will be coming to Wonderland Ballroom. I think I might be going to that show. Anyway, here is the single off of the new album. Hold on a second. Okay, so the album's Avoid Attach, and this track is called Scar. Enjoy. Hell yeah. So yeah, like I said, Avoid Attach is out now. It was released this month, and you can go get it wherever fine albums are pressed. Actually, I'm probably going to ask Matt about that. He, I believe, I could be wrong about this, but I want to say he's got his toes dipped in many pools. I want to say he purchased or at least started a business of manufacturing vinyl in Pittsburgh. Is there a fact? He's like a factory man also. I don't know. I could be spreading misinformation. I'll ask him about it. Anyway, but yeah, Avoid Attach is out now. Go get it. Go to swollmusic.com. And yeah, you know, I actually want to play just a clip of a little teaser for the episode that's coming up next week. So here's a brief clip of Pablo and I and our conversation.
But, you know, it was a very long process because it's also a really difficult topic. You know, kind of talking about, it's not just war, but it's genocide. And,
Yeah.
you know, the multi-generational fallout of, you know, what happens when you leave your country that's littered in conflict. And, you know, you maybe are well-meaning because you want to, you know, your child to have a better life, and you want them to maybe assimilate in another place, and you don't want to talk about these things that you went through, rightfully.
Yeah.
And so now you have this like, you know, you're essentially kind of hiding a lot of things from your children, and so you have all these silences, you know, kind of. So this is kind of what the book is about, kind of breaking those silences from, you know, what your parents, and trying to understand our parents and our grandparents' decisions on how that came out. So the book is mostly, it's a very like easy ease-in gateway into not just the conflict, but also this multi-generational, you know, world that we live on right now. You know, we have a lot of first, second, third generation, you know, children of migrants who a lot of times they don't know what happens in their home countries or their parents' home countries. So it's kind of like, okay, how do we talk to them about this? So that is the gist of this book, basically.
Okay, so that's a quick little preview of the conversation the episode that's coming out next week. Okay, so, well, just real quick, damn it, Micah Parsons, how dare you ruin my dream that the Commanders would go all the way undefeated, baby? Nope, not so. The running refrain from the night was, God damn it, Micah Parsons. Congratulations to the Green Bay Packers. You are still undefeated, to the best of my knowledge. Okay, so we'll take on the Raiders. I guess, I mean, this is already out, so maybe we beat the Raiders. I don't know. Hopefully Commanders beat the Raiders and the Caps beat the Bruins. We'll see about it. You know, what do we talk about here? Do we talk about Jimmy Kimmel? Should we talk about Jimmy Kimmel? I'll just say this. I think it's a little eerie that 24 years to the day Jimmy Kimmel got canned. He got kicked off by ABC, just like Bill Maher got kicked off by ABC after, you know, Bill Maher's comments after 9/11, and then Bill Maher got real time with HBO. So maybe Jimmy Kimmel is getting canned by ABC for the comments he made about Charlie Kirk and the MAGA movement, and now Jimmy Kimmel will be welcomed with open arms and get his own show on HBO. Who knows? But to the day, that's a little insane, right? Almost as insane as the fact that my kids go to a new school now, and their school has a cafeteria. Okay, they transitioned from Montessori, which is a very small school, to public school, and now there's a cafeteria. But the nuggets don't have ketchup. When my daughter came home and she said, "Dad, the chicken nuggets, there weren't any ketchup," I said, I'm writing a letter. Okay, I'm writing a letter. And then she says, the pancakes, there were no syrup. I'm like, what's going on? There's a pattern here. What is going on? Okay, I'm not really going to write a letter, obviously. But that's, I can't remember. I was listening to some conversation. Oh, it was I think it was Conan O'Brien's podcast. His guest was talking about how his dad. Oh, no. I think his dad, Conan, was talking about how Conan's dad lost his temper. He was like, my dad was a very great man, mild-mannered, sweet guy. But when there would be very few times when he lost his shit, and one of the times was when he goes to get, I don't know, maybe McDonald's or something for the family, and he gets home and there's no sauce for the nuggets. He just loses his shit. I think it was the same day, and my daughter came home. She's like, "Dad, no ketchup." Anyway, so yeah, it was back to school night last week. My brother was able to watch our girls while my lovely wife and I went and attended our first public school back to school night. And I asked him, I said, "Hey, Ryan, I have a question for you. Did you know that mattress place that's been going out of business for the last 30 years? They have the big store closing." I was like, were they going out of business when we were growing up? And he was like, "Yeah, they were. It's called Bedding Barn. It's not Bedding Barn anymore. They used to call it Bedding Barn. Now it's some other store name." But he's like, "Yeah, it's always been going out of business." He's like, "You slept on mattresses. Our family went there." Hold on. Sorry about that. Our family went there to get mattresses. And I'm like, oh, I don't even remember this. But I really have this fantasy of just going in and just calling them on it. Just being like, "Guys, you can't say store closing for year after year after year. It's completely dishonest. What is the racket here?" What's funny? The 7-Eleven that's next door got demolished, or is closed down. I think they demolished the building. It's now just an empty lot, and it's got a chain link fence around it. And because that property can't belong to this mattress store, okay? And yet the mattress store has the gall to put up a sign on the chain link fence where the 7-Eleven used to be, and it's like, "We're still open." It's like store closing. It's like, "We're still open." All right. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I will go in there, and if I do, I will let you all know how it went. Okay, breathwork journey. So I have to take something back. Hopefully some of you are still in this journey with me. I always appreciate, listener feedback, listener commentary, etc. So if you're new to the show and you want to write in, you can do so, robinsmithshow@gmail.com. You can leave a voicemail on the show's hotline, 301-458-0883. I want to know how it's going for you. I have to take back something that I said regarding this breathwork routine. I thought it was easier to do after an exercise, after going running or, going to the gym. Which, by the way, I haven't been to the gym in so long. It sucks. I'm in physical therapy, and the only time I have in my schedule, to do physical therapy is during the gym slot. So, and my physical therapist is like, "Let's get you going to the gym." I put some homework I'm like, I can't go to the gym because I'm doing appointments with PT. I'm a stubborn patient. I don't know. Anyway, so this breathwork routine, I want to take it back. I actually find that it's easier, to do it first thing in the morning or after prayer or meditation or whatever you might do, but doing it before a meal. If you do breath work right after a meal, it's kind of like, you're asking for trouble. Okay. But one thing that I wanted to comment on this was about the tingling. Have you noticed, if you've been doing this for every day, we're 20, at the time I'm recording this, it's September 20th. Okay, so I guess that's a Saturday, the day before it releases. But it's 21 days. You'd be 21 days in if you're listening to this on Sunday. And that's 3 weeks in a row. And I've been noticing the tingling that happens. And sometimes I really appreciate when you're listening to the same recording, but Sandy, it sometimes my mind goes in and out of concentrating on what he's saying, and I appreciated one time, and he said something like, "Focus on this positive energy." He called it positive, or positive vibes. And I appreciated that because my mind and my body were starting to really fear the sensations. They were coming on so strong that when he reframed it as these are positive vibrations, I was like, oh, like, yes, let's just like surrender and accept all of this stuff coming in. I mean, this is, I guess in another context, you might think like your body's having a panic attack. I don't know if any listeners have ever had a panic attack before. It's like the tingling does not feel good in a panic attack. But this practice really brings in a life force energy, what some wisdom traditions refer to as prana or chi. In IFSers, is that a word for the IFS community? Internal family systems therapy, it's called self energy, but it's basically life force energy. And I submit tracks to Insight Timer, guided meditation tracks, and I recently got one of those published or approved. And so the meditation that I do, it also accomplishes this, but just not through breath work. Basically, psychologically, your parts of your personality, when your parts give space, you don't need it. You don't need breath work. You don't need the assistance of psychedelics or any other substances. But your psyche is multiple, and when part after part after part of the psyche open up space and separate from you, guess what? It allows space for this life force to flow in and through you. And so you will also feel these good vibes. So if you are interested in that, you can check it out for yourself. I think just Google Insight Timer Robin Smith and you'll find it. Let's see. Let's do a read here. We're pretty much out of time. I think we're done promoting the Renfest. I don't even know if there are tickets. I guess if you're interested in Renfest, again, it's top tier, top shelf festival. Go to renfest.org. Is it org? I deleted the promo, so I don't know. But what do I want to promote here? Light the Night. That's right. Light the Night is coming up Saturday, October 25th. That is the walk in the Rockville Town Center. Team Zavadowski. It's 15 years that the team's been going strong. I joined the team. I was not there at the ground floor, but I'm on teams. That's where I walk with Team Zavadowski. Chris is a great guy. He always makes sure that there's lots of fun things for kids, light up toys. It's a good time. It's good vibes are there as well. So we're supporting a team fundraising goal of $8,500. And you know what, guys? I've raised exactly $0 so far. Okay. So if I'm going to push anything here, I know I've promoted a bunch of stuff just in this short little episode, but I would really appreciate your contribution. The link to donate to my fundraising page, my goal is only $350. Okay. This is very doable. And you've given before. Thank you if you've given before in the past. I really appreciate your support. If you are a new listener or you haven't given before but you've thought about it, I really appreciate the support. This is the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Okay, for the past 20 years, they have helped fund over 70% of FDA-approved blood cancer treatments. We can help people bring light to the darkness of cancer. Please consider making a donation today. Just click on the link in the show notes, and thanks. Also, if you haven't listened to the episode with Bob Falconer and Jerry Marzinski, please do so. I mean, that is one of my favorite episodes. I changed my YouTube trailer to that, a clip of that show or the featured video or whatever is that episode. I wanted to listen to it. I don't always listen to episodes. This one I wanted to listen to again. And I actually, just for the this is my podcaster part. Not speaking for a different part that's maybe got some perfectionistic tendencies. I need to correct the record here. When I listened to it, I winced. I was like, oh no, that's not even a word, dude. I was talking about so Jerry Marzinski talks about himself as an adrenaline junkie, and I asked him on the show. I was like, did you have cats growing up? And he goes, yeah. And I go, yeah, see, I wonder if that adrenaline junkie stuff, I mean, his story may have to do with like the fact that his nervous system got supercharged through trauma that he went through in his childhood, which is what set him up like to be perfectly wired for, working in prisons and psych units with scary patients that want to like shank him. kill him. But I said, I wonder if it's, now I said trichotillinosis. Trichotillinosis is nothing. That's not, trichotillomania is a thing, and toxoplasmosis was what I was going for. Anyway, toxoplasmosis is something that people can get. I don't know if it's a parasite or a virus. I don't know the details, but I do know that it can be contracted through kitty litter. I mean, through the cat's poop, basically. And so if you're like emptying the kitty litter, and the thing is, toxoplasmosis changes someone's tolerance for risk. So a lot of like motorcycle accidents, when they do a autopsy on the body, they realize the person tested positive for toxoplasmosis. And for those of you wondering, trichotillomania is just like it's like a hair pulling disorder amongst many in the DSM. But if you listen to that episode, you will have a different perspective on DSM diagnoses, because we talk about schizophrenia and how it should really be, the voices that schizophrenic patients hear should be reconceptualized as spiritual entities, okay, not as random hallucinations. Now, you could also ask yourself, what about like generalized anxiety disorder or bipolar? What about every single thing in the DSM? What if we were to reconceptualize mental health not as these chemical imbalance or, simply the result of trauma, but actually say there's something else at work here. There's something that interacts with the nervous system and can push buttons on your brain chemistry, but it's if you go real deep into the matrix, it's actually spiritual beings. This is just a claim. Okay. I'm not saying this is reality but just suppose that, if you bust open the gates of perception, the doorways of perception, or the structure of reality, and you go deep down into the layers of the source code of what it means to be human. Uh-oh, God, now he's sounding like a crazy lunatic. Okay, now I'm getting too crazy. All right, I'm just trying to say maybe your thoughts are influenced by demons or angels. Okay, there, I said it. Okay, I said it. I've had guests on the show before that we've talked about Swedenborg. Emanuel Swedenborg really believes that everything that's coming into us is the source of spiritual entities, either whole and well spiritual entities, aka angels, guides, ancestors that are in the healing realms in heaven, etc. And then the unwell, the demons, the jinn, the unhealed spirits, etc. I've lost some people now. I'm probably not making any sense, and I think that's the show. There's probably more to say, but I've worked myself into a tizzy, as Mama Bear says from the Berenstain Bears. That's right. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for next week's episode where I have Pablo Leon on. That's the show. Thanks for listening, and thanks also for donating, for going through this Breathwork challenge with me, for listening, for reviewing the show, rating the show, telling your friends, family, colleagues, etc. Appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. The Robin Smith Show is produced by me, Robin Smith. Executive produced by Robin and Kelly Glenn Smith at Team Robley. Theme song by The Very Small. The show is engineered by one of my alters, Games Nabisco. Listeners can get in touch by calling or texting the hotline at 301-458-0883. Messages can be sent to robinsmithshow@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow the show on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Disclaimer: this podcast is for general information purposes only and does not constitute the practice of medicine, psychotherapy, or other professional healthcare services, including the giving of medical advice. Note: no therapist-patient relationship is formed. The use of this information is at the listener's own risk. The content of this podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnoses, or treatment. Listeners should not disregard or delay in obtaining medical advice for any medical condition they have and should seek the assistance of their healthcare professionals for any such conditions.